Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. Today we're going to be reviewing a fragrance from the house of Stetson. This is a 1993 release classified as an aromatic fougere. It is the fragrance Sierra by Stetson. Sierra for men too. So as we always do in all of my individual fragrance reviews, we're going to break down the fragrance into 5 parts. First, taking a look at its box and bottle presentation. Then I'm going to go over the fragrance's notes, pick out the ones that I think stand out the most. Then I'll talk about its performance and my experience wearing the fragrance, give it my thoughts and opinions, and then finally give it an overall rating. Before we jump into the video, if it's your first time here, make sure to subscribe to support the channel. If you have an Instagram, check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page for news and updates on the channel. I do post photos of fragrances from my collection and daily scent of the day post, and then news and updates on the channel as well, like when's the next video going to drop, stuff like that. If you have a TikTok, check out Sabro88. That is my champagne themed TikTok. It's a little, different from the fragrance reviews, something to switch it up. And also, if you are interested in purchasing some rare discontinued fragrances, things that I've talked about here on my channel, things that you've seen me review. I've been posting a lot on my Mercari page, and I will put the link in the description for you guys to check out. If you can't click on it, all you need to do is just copy and paste it into the the web browser, and it'll take you there. So again, I have stuff there that I've had for a while, that I've enjoyed, that I've reviewed, that I just don't find myself utilizing, and I'd rather have somebody else take advantage of it and be able to enjoy it too. So I am going to be posting things on there. A lot of you guys have reached out, and a lot of you have purchased some things, and I'm glad that everyone else can get a chance to take a look at some of these more rare discontinued scents too. So anyway, let's take a look at Sierra by Stetson. Okay, so as usual, we'll start things off with the presentation. I don't really have a box because the Sierras that I've been able to get have come in what I would consider gift sets. So you can take a look at this here. This is like a classic Stetson gift set. You can see Sierra. It's got the pictures of the bottle with the green trees and kind of like the mountain outdoors theme to the background and everything. It looks like tree bark there and tree bark there as well. And on the back here, it does have the size of the bottles. This came with a little 1 ounce cologne and aftershave, and that's the actual size. It puts it right up there. And it's made by Coty. So Coty does that, where they always put this actual size of the bottle. They do it with preferred stock. They do it with Aspen. So let's see here. From the legendary Stetson Fragrance Company comes Stetson Sierra, a bold Western blend of fresh green wood, citrus, and sage. Visit our website at www.stetsonCologne.com. I doubt anyone's visiting that website, if it even exists anymore, if it's not just for, their leather goods and their cowboy hats too. So some different bottles here. You can see this is a 4 ounce splash cologne. Just very simple looking bottle, drugstore-esque. The sticker on the bottom there, you can see that. It's, it says Coty. It says, I think probably there's a batch code in there. I'm not even going to bother trying to read it. It will come off there, and it's got a nice decanter stop in there. It doesn't actually just flood all over your hands. And then I have the spray bottle here as well too. Let's put some of the opening on my hand for the distribution. You can see really cheap looking top. There's no cover. It's a plastic atomizer, but it does spray a decent amount with the the metal cap with the plastic insert in there, and the sticker on there. This is the cologne, and then this is an aftershave as well. This is an aftershave, same shape bottle, but it's just a screw off top with a splash there, so you can see that too. So pretty interesting presentation for Sierra. Not anything special. I do like it though because of the drugstore vibe to it, but that's kind of how the original Stetson looked too, because it is and was originally sort of an inexpensive fragrance. Okay, so let's go over the notes for Stetson Sierra by Coty. So, okay, in the top, you have green notes, caraway, aldehydes, juniper berries, basil, and artemisia, and then bergamot. And then in the middle or the heart of the fragrance, you're going to get pine tree needles, caraway again, geranium, rose, carnation, and jasmine. So some floral notes in there mixed in with the pine in the middle of the fragrance. And then in the base, you've got musk, leather, patchouli, cedar, oak moss, and amber. So when I smell this fragrance, the notes that I pick up on most, definitely the green notes, the pine notes, some of the herbal ones like the basil in there. The aldehydes and caraway, I think, are what kind of give it the aldehydes are a specific smell, and I think I'm starting to get an idea of what that smells like just based on the similarities of this scent and other ones that have it. It's sort of almost like a not sour in a bad way, but sort of just like an abrasive sour smell. But anyway, and of course there's musk in here, and obviously the leather and the oak moss. Those are the notes I get. And it's going to be very similar to some other fragrances, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But those are the notes for Stetson Sierra. Okay, so the performance for Sierra, surprisingly, again, this wasn't originally an inexpensive fragrance, so you have to, in the context of cheap cologne, this is actually pretty good. Skin, 6 hours, clothing, 8 hours, that's what I'm noticing. I've worn this a lot. I got this bottle, and it was probably right about here, so I've worn a lot of it. That's why I did track down some other ones, because this is one that I did utilize and I will use, and I shave with it today using the aftershave. They even have a shaving cream here that you can see. This is a little bit old. It still worked. It was a little bit drier, but it smelled great. So you just had to use a little bit more of it. It was very nice too. So there's the splash-ons. There's the spray. I like the spray best with this fragrance. And performance-wise, again, that 6 to 8 hour range, which is really good considering it's an inexpensive fragrance. But given the notes, that makes sense because it's kind of a stronger, greener scent. All right, it's time for my overall thoughts on Stetson's Sierra for men too. So guys, it's no question that I love this stuff. This is an amazing scent. It smells really good. It's a very clean, classic green, fougere, masculine men's fragrance. Now, it falls in line with some other fragrances, and I think it all stems from the original of what I'm gonna say this smells like, and that is obviously Polo for Men, or Polo Green too. Came out 1978, so this is a 70s fragrance. Now, way later, 1993 is when Sierra came out, but before that, 2 other fragrances came out, and that is Polo Crest and then Chevignon for Men. Sorry, I didn't take that out of the box. I'll take it out of the box so you can see the bottle too. So this is Polo Crest, came out in 1991. 1992, Chevignon by Chevignon came out for men. Now, this is a fresher take on the original Polo Green. It doesn't have that tobacco. Smells pretty much similar, pretty much the same. And this is almost like a clone or a more affordable version of this. Now, this is 91, this is 92, and then 93 comes around and Stetson Sierra is released too. So what Stetson does with Sierra is it opens up with this shave foam, Barbasol shave foam infused with the green notes and pine, and that is very fresh and it's strong and that's long lasting. The opening of this fragrance is my favorite part. When it dries down, I think that's when the base notes of obviously the musk and the caraway, which is in the middle, and the oak moss and the leather, that come in, and that's where it really starts to remind me more of the Polos and the Chevignon for men. I don't want to say it's a clone. I don't think it is. I think it does have some unique parts that make it its own fragrance, but it definitely sampled from those fragrances, and maybe it was a more affordable choice at the time. And for the longest time, I used to see this at Walmart all the time, and I never, before I was into this thing, I never gave it the time of day. I'm like, Stetson, and I reviewed original Stetson, I think 2 years ago. I had a little sample of it, and it's a very powdery, grandma's bathroom, powder room type of smell, where this stuff is great. Of course, they discontinue this and they keep the other ones. Stetson has a litany of fragrances. I haven't tried them. Nor am I interested in them, but this is the one I really wanted to try once I read about it. And Fragrance Matt, I think, did a review on this one years ago, and that's what I watched, and I was like, I gotta try it, because he said Polo Green, and I was there. That was interesting enough for me too. The base, the leather, the oak moss with this, it smells strong. It smells so good under your shirt, on clothing. It's definitely an all year round scent because it's light enough. It's not as heavy as the Polos or the Chevignon, that you could definitely pull this off in the summer. It's office safe. Maybe go lighter on the applications, but it's a great scent. Girlfriend loved it. And at the end of the night, the dry down, the very end of the fragrance is when she first smelled it on me. She goes, wow, that's really good. Maybe this is one of my new favorites. And I said, it's Stetson Sierra. I told her, it's unbelievably a cheap cologne, because it is. Now it's expensive because it's discontinued and hard to find, but if you like stuff like Polo Green or even Polo Crest, if you've ever had the pleasure of trying this one, and then maybe almost as hard to find as Chevignon for Men, check out Stetson Sierra too. It's awesome. Just think of walking through on a brisk cold day, green pine forest, that cool air hits you in the face. That's like the opening for this. And then that woodsy dry down with the musk and the oak moss is just fantastic. I really like it. It's an old school, classic men's masculine scent. Definitely has that late 80s, early 90s style to it, but with the drugstore vibe. And I'm sure you guys have seen this. It's no longer around. It's not at Walmart anymore. It's not at the Walgreens or the CVS, but it used to be, and it's unfortunate that it was discontinued, but it is a fantastic fragrance. All right, so it's time for my overall ratings for Stetson's Sierra. So presentation-wise, I like the drugstore vibe. I don't know, it's another thing that's nostalgic about that. Just even seeing it, before I even owned it, I remember seeing it at Walmart, seeing it, you know, the CVS's, the Walgreens, the drugstore, stuff like that. You know, the bottles are cheap, the caps are cheap, the sprayer is super cheap. But anyway, that's part of what it is, and that's the company it came from, and there's nothing you can do. So 7 out of 10. For the presentation. As far as the performance goes, between 6 and 8 hours, so I'm going to put that right in the middle at a 7 out of 10 for the performance. And the scent I absolutely love. It's great. It's right up my alley. If you like the fragrances, the green fougères, the polos, the things that I like, the chypres, you'll enjoy this one. 9 out of 10 for the scent, given the fact that it's an inexpensive cologne. I was really impressed by it. Originally inexpensive, I should say. Now it's more because of its discontinuation. So that's going to bring the overall rating for Stetson Sierra from me to a 7.5 out of 10. Okay guys, that'll do it for me. That's my review of the 1993 release from the house of Stetson and manufacturer Coty called Sierra for Men 2. Discontinued fragrance. It's unfortunate that it is. So I would love to hear from all of you guys in the comments section. Have you tried Sierra? Do you enjoy this one? Do you think it's probably the best from the house, or do you don't think it's anything special, or do you have other Stetson fragrances that you enjoy? Please let me know. You know, I always appreciate all the interaction. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, and the Mercari page. Thank guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.